An emotional statement from Kim Taehyung on stage, mentioning Jungkook with a sentence he had never said before, left Chris Martin of Coldplay speechless and thousands of ARMYs in tears. What exactly happened behind this unexpected moment? And why has the entire world suddenly turned its focus on these two BTS members? This moment was not just a typical expression in the middle of a concert or award show. It was a statement that shocked not only because of who said it, but also because of the time and place. In front of an international audience, while BTS is currently in a global spotlight due to their temporary group hiatus. At a global charity event also attended by major music figures such as Billie Eilish, Ed Sheeran, and Coldplay, Taehyung's words ended up becoming the main headline, overshadowing the broader narrative of the event itself. A segment that was supposed to contain hopeful messages from global musicians, Kim Taehyung, known as BTS's V, stood with an unusually serious expression. His opening sentence was striking. "There is someone who always stood behind me, even when the world didn't know I was falling." He then mentioned Jungkook's name, continuing the statement with a trembling voice that he could not hide behind his usually calm and controlled stage presence. This was the climactic point. Chris Martin, sitting not far from Taehyung, immediately looked down and stayed silent for a long time, unlike his usual warm responses toward fellow musicians. What was the meaning of his moment? Why did Taehyung's sentence have such a massive impact? And why did Chris Martin, a world-renowned musician rarely seen visibly shaken, choose not to comment at all after the event, even though he had previously been very vocal in supporting BTS on multiple occasions? An internal source from the event's organizing committee revealed that the speech was not part of the official script prepared beforehand. Taehyung reportedly submitted a content change request only hours before the event began and asked that the part be withheld from the media. This naturally sparked speculation. Was the statement a response to something that had recently occurred between him and Jungkook? Or was it an emotional pressure that had been held back for so long and finally burst out as a public confession? Looking back at the history of Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship within BTS, the two are known to be very close but rarely express extremely personal communication in public. Their bond is often described by fans as a silent understanding. In various interviews and documentary content, they have indeed shown mutual respect through nonverbal means. But precisely because of that, Taehyung's explicit words that night were deeply unexpected. What's interesting is the response from Coldplay, especially Chris Martin. In a brief press conference session after the event, Chris appeared hesitant when asked by reporters about his personal reaction to Taehyung's speech. He simply answered, "It was real." And sometimes, reality is too beautiful for words. A sentence that might sound simple but carries deeply layered meaning, considering the personal and professional relationship between Coldplay and BTS, especially after their monumental collaboration in My Universe. However, some speculate that this moment was more than just an expression of friendship or onstage emotion. Several music analysts and pop culture journalists mentioned that it could be an early signal of a major transition within BTS's internal dynamic after their military service period. With some members about to complete their mandatory service, the future of BTS has once again become a hot topic. Is this a sign that Taehyung and Jungkook are preparing a special project collaboration? Or is it a reaffirmation that their personal relationship will become a new gravitational center in BTS's future narrative? ARMY, as a fandom known for its loyalty and protectiveness, is now divided between those who want to dig deeper into the meaning behind the speech and those who choose to respect Taehyung and Jungkook's privacy boundaries. Some even suggest that Chris Martin's unusual reaction is a strong clue that the speech touched on something profoundly personal, perhaps even transcendent, beyond mere intermember or professional matters. Regardless of speculation and interpretation, the moment has been recorded as one of the most emotional in BTS's public appearance history, even more so than their temporary disbandment speech in 2022. Not just because of who said it or to whom it was addressed, but because of the timing and situation. at a moment when the world is still hoping for a full BTS reunion post-military, when fans still cling to the hope that the group's internal bond remains intact and unchanged. Amid that emotional atmosphere, there's been no direct response from Jungkook himself. However, just hours after the speech went viral, Jungkook's official Instagram account posted a full moon image with a simple caption, "I saw it too." ARMY quickly associated the post as a silent response to Taehyung's words. The symbolism of a full moon, in Korean cultural context, is often associated with reunion, reflection, and sincerity. It didn't take long for language and symbolism analysts within the fandom to begin deciphering the hidden meaning behind every word, every image, and every gesture. Everyone wants to know. Everyone is trying to figure out what is truly happening between Taehyung and Jungkook. And why was Chris Martin, of all people, so visibly affected? Is this the beginning of something bigger? Or is this the peak of an emotional journey we never knew existed? One thing is clear, with a single brief speech, Taehyung has shaken the world. And Chris Martin, who has witnessed countless musical miracles in his life, chose to say nothing, a silence that speaks more than 1,000 words. However, in responding to all the commotion and overwhelming emotions sparked by Taehyung's speech, one fundamental question must be asked together. Did all of this truly happen? Or is it merely a narrative carefully crafted to create emotional impact and attract global public attention? When an event goes viral so quickly and intensely, shouldn't we pause for a moment and ask, is this a reflection of reality, or merely an illusion wrapped in touching visuals and seemingly sincere words? We live in an era where information spreads in seconds, but verification takes far longer. Taehyung's speech, Chris Martin's reaction, and Jungkook's mysterious uploads are indeed heart-stirring. But are these pieces truly factual, or merely fragments that have been polished to appear as truth? Are we witnessing a moment of genuine honesty, or an emotional scenario designed intentionally to shape opinion and reinforce a specific image? At this point, the importance of skepticism and reflection must be emphasized. Before we spread or fully believe such stories, wouldn't it be wiser to ask, who benefits from this coverage? Is this about personal closeness, or about commercial interests and promotional media? And if there truly is fracture, pain, or emotional drama behind BTS's facade, is it truly appropriate for the public to know the full story? Or is this perhaps not our right? Therefore, we invite you, the readers and viewers, to reflect once again. Do you truly believe that Taehyung's speech was sincere and happened spontaneously? Was Chris Martin really stunned due to emotional shock? Or was that simply a collective interpretation built by netizens? Are you willing to wait for an official clarification, or will you immediately take a stance based solely on clips and fragments of information on social media? Truth does not always come with emotion. And emotion does not always indicate honesty. That is why we must think more critically, more wisely, and more cautiously. Because behind every viral story, there may be another narrative deliberately hidden. Thank you